guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner, and welcome to the Not Too Shabby Holiday Hop. Yes, we are going to be playing with some more Not Too Shabby Shop products, and I pulled out a couple of different stamp sets from last year. I will check and see if they are available or not, and leave that down in the description. But I would say use any of your fun stamps to make fun. I think I'm going to make tags. Cards. I'm not sure what I'm making yet. Anyway, I'm going to be using both of these, and I'm probably going to be using the pattern paper that came along with the Happy Owls because I haven't used it all up yet. Starting off though, I'm going to stamp out the little deer. I think that's going to be really cute. I have not used these and they are just so sweet. So I'm going to start off with just stamping out this little one, and then I'm going to do some masking. So instead of black ink, I think I'm going to just use some of the Weeping Willow for this. Oh, that turned out perfect. Okay, now I need to stamp out a mask so I can mask our little deer. I probably should have done the mask first and then cut it out, but that is still totally fine. And I think I'm going to move it over so that I can actually get two masks out of the same one, because I do want to do some additional masking. Okay, so we've got our little deer here. There we go. And I'm just going to fussy cut this little guy out. So the post-it tape, post-it note that I'm using is one of the full back ones that has sticky all the way over the whole thing. And that makes it real easy for doing masking. Okay, so now we've got our little mask there. And I'm just going to put this over my little deer. Okay, I'm going to stamp out this one, and then I'm going to position my deer where I want it for the final stamping. I try to do them both in one, but if it doesn't work out that way, that's okay. I can always move the stamp. Okay, so this one is ready for me to cut the stamp, basically cut the mask out. So let's go ahead and reposition our deer. Okay, that's about where I want her. And next I'll just cut this one out like I did the last one. So we have our second little deer. Get her positioned. I figured this is mama deer and baby deer hanging out, wondering what the heck is going on. Okay, so that's what I've got for that one. Now what I'm gonna do, you're wondering, okay, what was it that you were planning? Why did you need those masks? So what I'm doing is I'm going to use this stamp, the tree, from this Happy Holiday Owl set. And the deer are actually in front of it. So that's what's cool about masking. So got that down. I think that's about where I want it. And pick that back up. And I'm going to use that same ink. I think this color is probably going to be good for our tree. So we'll do that. Let's go ahead and remove our masks and take a look at our cute little scene. Masks are just magical. I mean, look at that. It looks like it's all one piece. So now let's go ahead and get started doing a little bit of coloring on this. So I'm going to start off with RB1 as my lightest color. It is kind of a reddish brown. That's the whole RB thing. But it's going to be a little bit reddish brown, and it's going to give kind of a nice color to our little deer. Okay, so now we've got the RB1 down, and then I'm going to come back in with RB2, which is a darker, the same color. It's still got that reddish brown color. Okay, so for the inside of the ear, I'm going to use CR1, which is kind of a corally color, not quite pink, it's like a pinkish orange. And I just realized that that's the back of my little deer's ear, so it needs to be brown, not orange, right? So next I need to work on the tree. For that one, I'm also going to be coming in with some browns, but I'm going to use the MB family, which is going to be like a medium brown instead of a red brown. Starting off with MB2, so we can have a little bit of highlight area, right? Okay, now I'm going to come in with my MB4, which is the darker. Okay, and now I'm going to come back in with MB3. So I've done MB2, MB4, and now I'm coming in with the mid-tone, which is MB3. And these are really little lines. You really don't have to do all of this. I'm probably spending more time on here than is actually necessary. But I think it's going to add a little bit of depth to our tree. Okay, so that is basically our image good to go. I am probably going to add a little bit of additional color in the background. Haven't 100% decided yet, but... So now that I've got my deers cut out, I used a Novel die from the fluted frame set that I have from Spellbinders. It's one of my favorite nested sets. I love a lot of nested sets, but anyhow. I decided I'm going to come in with a little bit of a darker color because, yeah, I decided I want to do a shaker. So we're going to make a shaker with these little deer in the background, but the white glitter I'm planning on using, that would make it so that you wouldn't really see the glitter because it's white and white on white. So anyhow, because of that, I am adding some blue for the sky background. So it's a light blue, but has enough contrast so that it's not going to look white on the background, if that makes sense. And I probably don't have to go quite so close to the edge because I've already cut the fluted frame also. So we're going to go around it with some pretty glitter cardstock. This is not glitter, but it is a printed glitter. So we're going to go around with that. I think that's going to be so pretty. Anywho, let's go ahead and get this colored up. All I'm doing is just adding a layer of this blue color all over the background where the sky would be. I'm not going to bother with the part that's going to be the snowy ground, and most of that's going to be covered up anyway with the bottom half of the frame, but enough of it's going to show that it's going to look like it's basically the snowy ground. So I've cut out the larger of the frame, so it's going to all the way around. Both this and this have got that larger frame. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down my acetate piece right to the frame. Now the acetate that I'm using is actually just laser printer transparency. Figure it has been working well and I haven't needed to get any more, but it has been a little while. I probably need to use up some of the stuff that I've got, right? I keep telling you guys that it's kind of where you get all the things because you know you're going to want to play with them because it's cool, and then you don't get around to it. And yeah, I've been working on using up some of the stuff that I've had, mostly papers and things like that I just haven't gotten around to using. And yeah, I probably will never need to buy any other cardstock other than white cardstock in my life. Anyway, I would love to know, do you guys have that same issue? Do you have trouble using the stuff that's in your stash? And what is it that you have trouble using that you really need to do some stash busting with? I'd love to hear what you think. It's been a couple of years, but we did do a hop a few years ago that was Scrapbusters, and that was so super fun. But that, like I said, that's been a little while, and we all could use more ideas for that. Okay, so I just used some double-sided adhesive tape to go around my frame. And then I can line that up with my acetate. Now I think I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna try doing this anyway. I'm gonna actually add some liquid glue, not a lot, but some. I'm gonna add it to my tape. And this is gonna help me to have a little bit of wiggle room. It's also going to add a little bit extra adhesion. Because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes double-sided tape doesn't stick for too terribly long. Fortunately, this is just the frame for the outside. Excuse me. This is just the frame for the outside of the shaker. It's not going to be holding the shaker together to help us avoid having all of that, all the glitter goodness pop out of it. Next, I'm running some foam tape. This is some double thick foam tape from Happy Doodle. And I'm running that all the way around my frame. So you want to make sure that the tape that you use is the thickness, or rather the width, approximate width of your frame. Otherwise, yeah, you're probably not going to be able, you're probably going to see it behind it. We don't want to do that. Okay, so I trimmed it a little bit over. See that? So now I'm just going to tuck it down so they are butted up tight against each other. Now the reason I'm doing that is I'm going to add glitter and I don't want the glitter to get out. And if it turns out that it's too tight, you can always trim it down a little bit more. And I think this is just a little bit too tight. So I'm cutting off just a sliver so that it'll fit. There we go. But you don't want to have any kind of a gap there. Otherwise, whatever your bits are, if they are smaller than whatever your gap is, they're going to escape. There are some, there's a little star, there's a little heart. I think I'm going to do the little heart. I'm going to do in some red ink. And you want to do all this before you finish putting it together because, yeah, it would kind of suck to change your mind at the last minute. And I'm using Simon Hurley Bee Sting for my red. There we go. So it's just a little bit of an accent. It's probably not going to be noticed, but I think it's cute. I think I'm also going to add that this little star. I think it's a star, but I'm going to add it as a snowflake in a couple places. Just add a little bit of white over that blue. And I think that'll look cute. Actually, I just changed my mind. I'm going to use the new silver from Catherine Pooler. And then again, I'm going to have to let this wait a little bit so that this has time to dry instead of having the glitter getting, well, the glitter probably wouldn't matter, but I don't really want the glitter to get caught or stuck on the stamping. And this would look better, I think, on a really dark background because that is actually a star, but I still think it's pretty. That's just going to add a few accents to the background so it doesn't look quite so plain. Okay, so I decided I'm also going to be using some of the Scrappy Tales mix. This was, I believe, part of their Christmas mix this year, and it was only available for when you get the kit, but these are still pretty, and they might have some on sale now. I'm not 100% sure on that. I do know that a lot of companies are bringing back some of the stuff that they have been sold out of for Black Friday. So you'll want to check all of the places. Okay, one thing I also have noticed when I've done shaker cards before is sometimes these little gems get turned the wrong direction. I've got some that are already upside down. I want them to turn right side up. Okay. So now I'm going to carefully add some glitter. And again, I'm spreading it around some. Just make sure everything stays flat. I'm going to say that is going to be enough of the glitter. So now I can take my release paper off of my shaker window and put that right over the top. Okay, pressing down, make sure everything is stuck on good. It would really suck to pick this up and have everything go everywhere. So now we've got a cute little shaker window, and it looks like our little deers are kind of stuck in a blizzard. I think that is too cute though. And the glitter is sticking to the background a little bit. It's just giving a little bit of sparkle. I cut down a piece of pattern paper out of that pattern paper pack, the Happy Owls. Took one with the pretty stars. Anyway, I cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4, so I've got that little white border all the way around. And now I'm going to add my little shaker window on there. This is one of my favorite ways to make a shaker, basically making the shaker element, and then you can add it on later. Now let's go ahead and get that pretty much centered. I think these deer are just so sweet. And then I've also got a sentiment that I stamped and cut out from the Happy Owls set. I'm going to put it right over the top, which also means it needs a little bit of foam on the back. Okay, so I added the glue to the frame so that I don't have it going onto the acetate, and I put it on the back of the foam. And there we go. And I think I got that pretty much straight. Also, I think I'm going to use a few more of those little gems to decorate the outside. I think that'll be cute. And I'm going to say that that's done. It really didn't need those additional gems or snowflakes, but I think that's turning out cute. Anyway, this shaker is just too much fun. So that's going to finish up this video for today. Be sure to check out the playlist to see more videos using Not Too Shabby Shop products, and be sure to check out all of the other creators in the hop because they'll have a lot of inspirational projects for you to see. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.